Alright guys, so what we're going to focus on this week is actually starting the research process, looking up sources, and trying to make notes and start to create an argument for our topics. You should have already sent your topics to me. They were due Friday by midnight. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to have to do is log into Office 365. You can do that through tcisd.org website. Mine's going to pop up with twolf@tcisd.org. Yours is going to be different, and I'll show you how. Let's see. Let me do it by, if I click use a different account. Okay. twolf@, and now if I were a student, it would be whatever you normally use to log into the computers at stu.tcisd.org, and then your password is going to be whatever you use for lunch. So let me go ahead, go back, because I'm actually going to log into my account. Just kidding. Alright. Wait patiently. Okay. If this is the first time that you're logging into Office 365, it's going to ask you to go ahead and set up your time zone, which will only take you a couple of minutes to do. After you are inside Office 365, you're going to click on OneDrive. OneDrive is cloud storage for TCISD. If the reason I'm going to ask you to go ahead and use Office 365 to do this is because it has the option to share folders. So once you're in Office 365, you're going to click New and then Folder, and you can title this AP English 3 Research Paper, something along those lines. Okay. Once you create a new folder, if you look over here, you'll see that it has like these three blue things coming off of it. And then if I just roll my mouse over it, there's a circle that appears to the left of it. Click on the circle, and then up at the top, click Share. Type my name. Type my last name first, Wolf. Make sure you're selecting me, Taylor. Okay. And then go ahead and press Send. Okay. Now once you've done that, you've given me access to view anything that's built inside of that folder. So every assignment that you make from here on out for the research paper needs to be within that folder. So you can click on it. The first thing you're going to do once you're inside the folder is click New. You're going to make another folder. You can title it Sources, spelled the correct way. Okay. Open that folder. You're going to click New, and you're going to click Word Document. Now, whenever I was thinking about how I wanted y'all to organize y'all sources and how to organize notes, what I kept coming back to in my mind is what skill will be transferable for y'all in the future, seeing as how, you know, if you're taking an AP class, you intend to go to college. So what I wanted to do was think of a system that you could use not just in high school and not just in English classes, but in any class in your future that has you write a research paper. So this to me, I think, would be the easiest way to learn the research process in a modern day setting, if that makes sense, in a technology-driven setting. So once you're in Office 365, the great thing about it is that it'll save your documents automatically. If you click up on the top where it says Document, you're going to change the name to Source 1. Okay? And if you look off to the side, it says Save. So if you're within Office 365 from the actual website, then it'll save automatically. If you decide to edit this in Word, you're going to have to click on Save, but it will sync automatically. So if you are inside of the browser, and I urge you to use Chrome, I should have said that at the beginning, I urge you to use Chrome rather than Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Explorer, or Firefox. For whatever reason, I think Chrome seems to, or Office 365 seems to like Chrome the most. So this is what you're going to do after that. Let me make this slightly bigger. So let's say that my topic for my research paper is Emily Dickinson, but more specifically, why is Emily Dickinson worthy of academic study? Something like that, okay? Emily Dickinson is my #1 go-to when I'm talking about the research process because I've done so many projects on Emily Dickinson. She's my favorite poet, and I know a lot about her off the top of my head. And College Board likes her, and College Board is the same people who make the SAT and the AP test, and she normally appears on the AP exam next year when you do AP Lit. So anyways, back to what I'm trying to show you. So let's say that I do a quick internet search for Emily Dickinson through our wonderful Google. Thepoetryfoundation.org. Actually, let's go back for a second. Let me talk to you about sources. So a general rule of thumb is that if a website ends in .org, as this one does, this one does, this one does, this one does, that they're more credible than those that end in .com. However, as you can see, Wikipedia ends in .org. Just because Wikipedia ends in .org does not mean it is credible. The thing about Wikipedia is that anybody can edit it at any time. If it ends in .edu, that's also mostly credible because it's typically colleges that end in .edu. So you can shoot. They're credible websites. Britannica is good. The Atlantic.com magazine, that might be good. Okay. The New Yorker, you can trust the New Yorker. Okay. So anyways, back to, just wanted to touch on credible sources for a second. So let's click on this. So here I have an article about Emily Dickinson, and let's say that I've looked it over. It's a very lengthy article, you can tell. And I'm pleased with this particular article. Here's my pretend read. I've gone down to the bottom. It's acceptable, so what I'm going to do is copy and paste the entire article. Okay. It'll only take me 30 minutes because this is a very lengthy article. That's why you know it's good. Oop, and it's even got some poem excerpts. Okay, almost. All right, so copy, and you're gonna go back to this. Okay, and I'm not gonna change the font size, or anything special just yet. And I know that everyone's always told you not to copy and paste things off the internet, but what you're doing right now is organizing your sources and trying to keep track of where information came from, okay? So this is my source #1. I'm going to go back. Oh, I exited out of it. That's okay. And I just searched Emily. All part of the research process. See, I copied and pasted it though, and I knew that it was the Poetry Foundation, so this is one of the reasons that you copy and paste it, because you can save it. All right, you're going to copy and paste the URL. I'm going to put it on the bottom. Okay, go back. What you're going to do now is write the MLA citation. I'm going to give you the formula for the MLA citation. It is going to be author's last name, comma, author's first name, period, title of article. Actually, it's going to be title of book, which is italicized, which, this is not, instead of me doing it this way, let me give it to you just how it's supposed to be for a web page. Title of article, title of let me do it this way. All right, I don't want to confuse y'all. Okay, so if you are looking at a website and web page, then this is how you would cite it. Author's last name, comma, author's first name, period, title of web page, which is going to be surrounded by quotation marks with a period in between, and then your title of your website, which you're going to italicize, the URL, just like we copied right here, and then the date of access. And the date of access is going to be written in a weird way, okay? So let's click enter. If I go back to this page, this right here is going to be the title of my web page. And they did not give credit to the author. So I'm not going to give credit to the author. I'm going to look over here right before the article. Okay. If they did list the author, it would either be here, it would be here, or it would be after the article. Sometimes they say, oh, the person who wrote this has worked for this person for X amount of years, blah, 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 blah. Here's a little biography about them. But they did not list any author, so we're not going to list an author. You do not have to leave, like, you don't have to put anything there. You're just going to start with the title of the web page, which was Emily Dickinson. Period. Okay? You're going to go with the title of the website. Typically, what I tell people is if you look in the tab, see what they call themselves in the tab. They get to choose this, right? So they're just calling themselves Poetry Foundation. Okay? If you have a hard time finding the title of the website or the publisher, you can scroll down to the bottom of their page, or you can always click on the About Us, and it might give you more information. Okay? Title of the Poetry Foundation. List their URL. Do not forget to italicize this. Okay. And then you're going to put the date of access, today's date, released the date that I'm going to use, 24 FEB 2019. And yes, it's listed in that weird way. And you're actually supposed to put accessed 24. It goes date, month abbreviated, and year. Okay. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to change this to 2 because I want it double spaced. I'm going to change this to Times New Roman. I'm going to change this to 12. It's thinking. Okay, and that, my friends, is a MLA citation. Now, what is